A digital tool that translates English to Taiwanese Hokkien, invented by Taiwanese American engineering student Taliyah Huang. Born in California, Huang grew up trilingual in English, Mandarin, and Taiwanese Hokkien, commonly known as just Taiwanese. Distinct from Mandarin, Taiwanese is the only language Huang has in common with her grandparents. Now a college student far from home, Huang worries she's losing this tie to her family.
I spoke English as my most native language, while Taiwanese was just spoken with my parents and grandparents. So after not practicing for so long, I realized that I needed to create some way that could help me kind of keep up my Taiwanese language.
Huang tapped into her coding skills and created Bobaway, a program that takes English text, translates it into Chinese, as that's the closest written language to Taiwanese, and finally gives a romanized pronouncer. Though still widely spoken among people in Taiwan, the Taiwanese language has been losing its prevalence. Linguists say this is in part due to Mandarin's significance on both the local and global stage.
If people want to keep Taiwanese alive, they need to make a concerted effort to do so because it's not the language of commerce or power, especially with China's enormous global influence. It's a language spoken more by the older generation than by the younger, which means there's intergenerational language loss as our elders pass on. So it's particularly important that parents and grandparents pass their language down while they still can, especially at home, which is the most important domain for intergenerational language transmission or transfer.
Aside from connecting with home, for Huang, she says fluency in Taiwanese is a big part of her identity. Living outside of Taiwan, she's even more motivated to share her language with others.
Taiwanese has always been a spoken language, and so creating like a written, like a romanization is sort of kind of like westernization a bit. It sort of loses the original tradition, but I do think that romanization also does help with learning a language, especially for foreigners who are trying to learn Taiwanese.
Huang says she has more ideas for her app, melding her coding and linguistic skills to give an accessible digital push to preserve a language that's such a big part of Taiwanese identity. Eason, Chen, Eric Tsai, and Joyce Tseng for TaiwanPlus.